We're back in here live once again. It's time for another episode of Weekly Win Streak. We're back on our schedule, guys. No more benders, no more of these weird weeks and whatnot where we get thrown off our schedule. Last week was a weird week, but we're back this week off another winning week over on SoBet. And as always, I'm joined by what up, bro. How we doing today, my boy? Good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Great to be back. Great to see you. Great to be back cooking in the lab and cooking on the win streak. How was your weekend?
Dude, it was great, honestly. Last week definitely last weekend in general got a little out of hand. So I'd just been really chilling at the house for like the past couple like basically all January and last weekend. I was kind of got a little unhinged. So I was like, it's time to dial back, get my mind back right, and that's exactly what I did. So feeling good, man. It was a nice relaxing weekend, which is what I need. I slept a ton, which is very much needed. And Saturday had a legendary day. Got first bet of the day, had the under in the Pacers game. Of course, I got fucking hooked on that shit. And then from there, we just popped the fuck off. I swept the late NBA slate with 1-1 in college basketball. And it ended up being a great day. Shockingly, the bet that I thought was to be the easiest the entire day was in college basketball. It was Cal against Miami, and that ended up being the one loser there. And then I actually got blessed by the gambling gods for all the horrible, horrible beats I took all week because I had Texas A&M plus 1.5, and they lost by 1. And I had, and then I also had the Mavs team total under. And so first of all, the Mavs scored like 40 points in the fourth quarter. And so with 2 minutes to go, they reviewed a basket and took it away from the Mavs. And then they didn't score the rest of the quarter and for the last 2 minutes. And I hit the under on the team total.
Wow.
And they were down by like 20 and they hit their team total under. I was like, this is bullshit. I didn't even check the score again. And then I got the notification that we won. So I had some of the worst beats all week long. Like I had a max play on the Celtics Lakers over, and the Celtics scored 97 points of their worst offensive game in like 2 years, and I lost the over by 2 points. Like that was the type of shit we were dealing with this week, and then pulled through, man.
Yep. Yeah, man. More of the same from me over here. A lot of bad beats. New Mexico can't make free throws. They don't cover.
They didn't cover against UNLV?
No.
Fuck, bro. I knew UNLV was the play. They hadn't covered at UNLV in 14 years or something like that.
Yeah, they had a chance at the free throw line, couldn't cover. And then Cavs twice.
I can't lie. I had the 76ers on Friday. And then on Saturday, I was on the over. I liked the Rockets, but I did also think it was a Cavs revenge angle. But I was on the over. That was a max play, though. And then I also took Jalen Green over PRA, so I swept that game.
There you go. Wow. TB3's been hot, guys. We had a winning day yesterday, so we'll take it. But definitely had to fight for – I mean, 4-unit day is pretty good, but –
It's fire.
We were fighting the whole way.
It's all right, bro. The battles fought for are better than the ones where you don't have to fight. Just kidding. You know what? I would love to sit back and be so bored watching every single game because my team's blowing the other team out. Like, I honestly love days like that. There's nothing better when you're just bored watching your bets because you're kicking ass. Like, days like that don't happen often.
No, they do not.
Hey,
what up, Cam? Thanks for joining. What's up, Type R Life?
Which channel and Discord do you usually post that we're live in? Community chat.
What's that?
I'm posting community chat.
Yeah, that's good. Community chat. And let maybe in plays of the day.
I'm just gonna @ everyone.
There you go.
All right, bet. But anyway, we got a great slate today. NBA, college basketball. I can't lie, like I do like a play in college basketball today. I didn't end up firing on it. I'm a little iffy on it, just a tad bit scared if I'm being honest. And I mean, I've done okay on college basketball. I think I'm starting to get the feel of these teams better. Like Saturday, bro, went 1-1. I had Texas A&M plus 1.5. I lost that Cal versus Miami, but like I liked Kansas State. That one would have hit. I liked Auburn. That was a loser. I liked UNLV. That was a winner. And then there was in Missouri. That one also hit. And the under in the NC State and SMU game. SMU's garbage. So I feel like I've seen a lot of more of these teams play now. And I feel like I do have good handle on a decent bit of these teams. So I think we can make some money. Let's start out with college basketball though today. And I want to talk about the 10:30 game tonight on ESPN. We got Iowa State taking on Arizona. Now the total is $152.5, and Arizona's -2.5 here. I mean, you have the number 1 or the number 3 team in the nation on the road as an underdog here. And I mean, if you look, I think Arizona is honestly a top 15 team. If you really just look at how they played since conference play began back on January 6th, I think Arizona is extremely undervalued in the marketplace, and they present a lot of questions here. I think his name's like, what's his name? I don't want to butcher it. What's the dude's name? He's out for Iowa State. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No,
It's the European. It's the
I know
European like white dude. I don't want to call him Buzelis because I think I'm confusing him with Matthias Buzelis on the on Chicago, the Bulls. But I think that either way that it's like I think Arizona is going to beat them tonight. I think Caleb Love will get hot from 3. You know, if you look realistically, like these teams in the ACC, the Big Ten, like obviously there's no such thing as 100% trend. But I guarantee if you combine every single team that's traveled out to the West Coast in the ACC and in the Big 10, Big 12, all these teams, I guarantee you'd be winning money if you're just blindly fading them out here on these West Coast trips. These kids aren't used to stuff like this. It's one thing when you're in the pros, but it's another thing when you're in college doing this. It's a lot different of an environment here. So I think that comes to play here. And I mean, dude, there's a reason why the number 3 team in the nation is an underdog here. Like, I think Arizona's a really good play tonight. Fuck, man. I'm sitting here talking about it. I'm like, why am I not betting this? There's still a lot of time left. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we may or may not have a play over on SoBet. That kind of backs up what you're talking about, guys. If it doesn't make sense, you got to bet it.
Yeah, who was Kansas State favored over? It was West Virginia. It was like a 7-11 teams favored over the 15-3 West Virginia to number 24 in the nation team. That was such an obvious pick. I don't know why I didn't play. The reason why I didn't play was because I love the NBA slate. So
yeah, fair enough. No, yeah, I mean that's a great game. There's actually not a ton of action in college basketball today, and unfortunately, we forced our first play and took an L, so we're going to have to bounce back. Like, what is that? Big Sean. Have a couple of plays we'll get you in college hoops. T, do you have anything in hoops today?
Oh, yeah, I got some NBA plays. Mark says his max play is Arizona. You already made a video on it, so there we go. People are liking the Wildcats today. I don't have any plays, though, in college basketball. I'll let you take the reins over right now.
Okay. Swell. It's very swell. First, we'll just go with kind of a boring game that nobody's going to watch, but a play that I really like. Troy minus 11.5.
Okay.
Southern Miss has only covered the spread one time on the road this entire year. Troy's 12-7 ATS. They covered their last 3. Really, the biggest thing here is Southern Miss cannot run fast break, or they cannot run sets. Rather, all they run is fast break, and they are terribly inefficient. All their points come from like scramble, turnovers, fast break, fast break, fast break. Well, Troy is 7th in offensive rebounding, and they are bottom of the barrel in adjusted tempo. So Southern Miss is not going to be able to rebound and push off the defensive glass because Troy is number 7 in offensive rebounding. And they're not going to be able to create turnovers because Troy doesn't turn the ball over. Troy's very efficient. And then it turns into a situation to where I just don't see Southern Miss scoring. I don't see Southern Miss scoring. And Troy, they can hoop. They can play a little bit. But that's a very boring game. No one's going to be watching that one. A really good game that, well, it's not going to be a good game, but all ACC games are fun to watch. And you have arguably the best player in the nation going tonight. Duke, North Carolina, in a weekly win streak exclusive play.
Okay.
It's only been given out on the VIP over on SoBet, so if you're not subscribed, you should be. But we're going Duke, NC State, under 134.5. Guys, Duke just played Wake Forest, and it soared under. And Wake Forest is much better than NC State is offensively. And That's the first reason I took this play. The second reason is this is in college hoops. When you start to get into conference play, this is what they call a sandwich. Okay, let me tell you about a sandwich. I made a sandwich about an hour and a half before the show: pepperoni, salami, and prosciutto with peppers, pepper jack cheese on a nice sub. Really great stuff here. That's
Sounds
a sandwich.
fire.
Yeah, it was great. It was fire. But that's a sandwich you want. A sandwich you might not want as a bettor is this game here. Duke just played Wake Forest, which was their best competition thus far in conference. Then they play a slouch, NC State, and then they have North Carolina. So this is a sandwich game. It's a look-ahead spot. Duke may be flat, not a lot of points. NC State might be live, not as dogs, but at least to cover the 20. It's like 20 and a half points. I don't know if I want to lay that with Duke going up against North Carolina next.
I actually kind of love that, honestly. That's a great spot. So I remember a couple years ago when they had Zion in them. NC State was a much more competitive team then, and NC State took on Duke, and they're catching like 17 and a half points, and it was the same shit. I took them. They lost by like 14. I sweated my dick off, but we got it done. Yeah, I actually love that. This is the first time these two teams have played as well, Duke and North Carolina. So I like where your head's at, bro. That's a lot of points, man. So I am wearing the Curry jersey today. I do own a lot of jerseys, but funny story actually. So this weekend there's a huge. This is me. The only thing I say gets off topic, I promise. So there's a huge like cards and collectibles show here. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to pull up to that shit. I got basketball to watch today. My buddy's like, dude, please come up here. I need you to make a video with me for my YouTube. I was like, all right, fuck it, fine. I'll come hop in your video, sell you some cards, we'll call it a day. And so he was like, you want anything? And this person next to him was selling jerseys. And I was like, I want that Mahomes jersey and the Curry one. And he's like, all right, bet I got you. And bought them both for me. So now I have a Curry jersey and a Mahomes jersey. So yeah. And honestly, I just got the Mahomes jersey just to piss people off because I know everybody hates Mahomes. So I'm not. I do like Mahomes though. I am a Mahomes guy personally. But anyway, we'll talk about that another day. But anyway, let's get back on topic here. I do like this look though here with the North Carolina man. I think North Carolina State. I think NC State can cover this game. Not going to bet it, but I do like where your head's at, bro. I just really like this NBA slate. I don't want to risk losing any coin today on college basketball for me. But I still might jump in on Arizona.
Yeah. Arizona's. I'm probably going to add a unit to Arizona. I like the money line, but the money line's minus 155 now. I had it at minus 140 earlier.
Wow, I didn't know they got steam like that. Yeah, I'm probably going to jump in on Arizona here in a little bit. So we'll see if I end up pulling the trigger on that. You'll find out on that on SoBet. Let's go, though, to the NBA. Also, too, there's a nice slate of college basketball tomorrow as well, so we'll have plenty more to talk about those. But let's talk about some NBA today. Look, I love this slate. There's a lot of games on here. Just give y'all a play here to start out since Bro's giving out some free plays. My first free play for y'all, we're going to take the Utah Jazz plus 9.5 tonight. Doesn't matter to me. Kessler's out. Doesn't matter to me. John Collins out. As long as we got Markkanen in there, that's all that really matters. Clarkson, it looks like, is going to suit up and play from this game as well. But when your team looks like the way it does for the Jazz, it really doesn't matter who's in and who's out as long as you got Lauri Markkanen in there. He's going to be the focal point of the offense here. Guys, Milwaukee never plays well in Utah, and they have a back-to-back on deck with an ESPN game against the Blazers. Dame's homecoming. So Dame's probably looking ahead. We're probably going to bet his points over tomorrow. And on top of that factor, Utah has played well at home. The Utah is now 8-3 in their last 11 games against the spread. They're 10-2 against the spread against the Eastern Conference. And they've been catching spreads similar to this. They've been playing better at home. We've been backing them at home with these big numbers. And here's the last thing I really like here for Utah. Milwaukee has only beat them 2 out of the last 20 times they've come here to play. 2 out of the last 20 times. That's correct. 2 in 18 the last 20 times they've played in Utah. We're not asking them to win here. Keep it inside 9.5 points. We will here. Give me the Jazz here to cover this game.
Wow. The historical data. We love it, T. We love it.
It's gross, but it's going to hit.
I like it. Last year, you used to tell me all the time, man, Utah at home. And then they got like all fucked up with injuries and that shit hit the fan. But
yeah, no, they just like traded a bunch of players. Like I can't even remember who all they dealt, but they dealt like the whole roster.
Yeah, it was not ideal. We love it. I also, first, do you have any other? How many plays in the NBA are you giving out here?
Oh, I got more plays for sure. You want to go rapid fire here and go with another one?
Yeah. Let me get a twofer. A two for TP3. TP3 twofer.
Let's go. They're tailing the Utah pick. Let's
Okay,
get another
Siva.
one here. Let's go to my it's probably my second favorite player prop today.
Okay.
We're going to go with Zion Williamson over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You look at his last 3 games, first of all, he's only averaging like 25.6 minutes per game, but he's destroyed this number in his last 3 outings. Now that he's finally got back in the swing of things, Zion's been going off. And if you look at the roster right now for the who are the Pelicans playing today? Why am I drawing a blank? Who are the Pelicans playing? How am I drawing a blank right now? Yeah. The Raptors. Yeah, the Raptors are horrible in the paint. They're horrible against power forwards. They're giving you a ton of rebounds. I mean, they're bad in almost every single stat against power forwards. Zion should throttle them in this matchup. They're going to have nobody to really mess with them. And also, the Raptors play smaller, so it's going to be face-up Zion, getting downhill, going to the rack. I think Zion's going to go crazy in this game, man. We'll back Zion to go over 33.5 PRA. I don't think the Raptors can get in front of him and slow him down at all with their defense. Let me see. I also had some stats on this one, so let me pull those up for y'all real quick on SoBet. Some other stats here, just backing Zion to go crazy in this game. Toronto's allowing 37 PRA per game to opposing power forwards, so that gives us a pretty good line here at 33.5. Also, Zion's expected to see an uptick of minutes here. I make this line like 40, so I think he's probably going to go something like that.
Yeah, I mean, when he plays, he stuffs the stats. I mean, it's just facts. When he plays, he stuffs the stats. I didn't even know he was back. How long has he been back?
5 games.
5 games. Mr. Bailey, in the chat, there will be. I got a parlay. I'll give you guys a little 4-leg parlay. We'll see if TP3 likes it at the end. Okay. So you gotta stay tuned here, and I gotta get logged back into my DraftKings because I can't fucking remember my last guy. It's 25 points. I can't remember who it is for the life of me. I think it's Jalen Brunson. Okay, but I tell you what, guys, if you want NBA plays, I'm not saying I'm a scrub, but TP3 is the NBA savant. So make sure any play he gives you, you double the units because it's going to cash, and it's just a smart business decision. Now, I think this play has tons of value, and I really like it. Some people like to take the Lakers in the overs, and I actually have a rule. If it's Lakers 228 is the total or higher, so 229, 30, 31, etc., we're taking the under. But you say, bro, I see here Lakers, Hornets, 222. You're right. But listen, it was at 222.5, and this opened at 217, and it got steamed all the way up. And at the very tippy top, right before the bubble burst, we bought at the highest value, the best chance, because we knew there was going to be a buyback, and there is. Guys, this will end at under 221, and everybody fails to notice that Charlotte has a good defense. They have a good defense and even better at home. They're only giving up 110 points per game at home, which is pretty darn good. I like this game to go under. Also, the Lakers just played in Golden State, and then they got to travel to Charlotte for a game that doesn't really matter, and then they have a big East Coast matchup. So, another look-ahead spot that I just thought of as I was looking at this. But we love the under. T, what say you? I know you kind of like Lakers overs a lot of times, but I think this plays sharp.
Yeah, honestly, Charlotte's been more of an under team this year, weirdly enough. Their defense is honestly better. They're not playing with a ton of pace here. I don't really have a huge opinion either way on this game. This is probably not – I have a player prop in this game I really, 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 really like here. I will say I looked at like LaMelo Ball player props here. The Lakers defense is not bad against point guard scoring. So he's probably going to look to be more of a passer in this game. So that's a good thing for you there. And LaMelo Ball honestly hasn't really been going over his numbers, although his number is way bumped down here. Hopefully, I'm gonna root for the under here with you. Hopefully my player prop goes off here and LaMelo Ball sucks, and then we can buy really low on LaMelo Ball in the next game. So let's hope for Bros under here. Honestly, I think it's a sharp. I think you're right, bro. I think it is like a sharp look here in this game to go under the total. Let's see.
What you got? Give me another.
So I want to say this first. I definitely like where Jana's head's at here with the Raptors +3. I'm not going to bet it. The Raptors, I believe, won all 3 games they played last week. They beat both. They beat my Hawks twice, and they had 1 road win. Now they have 3. Fucking pathetic, man. Typical Atlanta sports teams. And then they also beat the Magic. They beat the crap out of the Magic too on Monday. It was either Monday or Tuesday night. I think it was Tuesday night. And so the Raptors are actually playing decent basketball right now. I mean, the line's all over them, in my opinion, here. I saw they were +1.5. I didn't realize it went to 3, but I think the Raptors definitely covered in that game. I've actually bet the Raptors a lot this season. So I like where your head's at there with Toronto. One lean I did have, I didn't end up playing. The line wasn't just out yet, but it was projected at 116.5 on the over for the Kings team total. I was trying to take that. And then by the time I could, it was at 117.5. And then unfortunately, I was like, I'm going to wait and see if this goes down a little bit, because usually the Nets do this shit with their injury report where they sit at like all their players. And then it bumped again to 118.5. Now it's 119.5. I mean, 120 is kind of like the number, in my opinion. They were over, though. They were over 116.5, though, in 8 out of their last 10 games. And they've scored basically 120 in all those games. So, I mean, at this point, it's basically half a point you're hoping to hit by. Probably no save it out, but I think there's something interesting there with that team total. I mean, I don't see the Nets slowing down this Kings offense at all. Maybe even look for like Fox has a wrist injury and he shot really bad the last 2 games. So maybe look for like Sabonis, PRA, or like Monk to go over his points. I saw Monk scored 31 the other night. Like Fox has actually been shooting really bad the last couple games. So I think he's just playing through the wrist injury. So I would look towards Monk to go off in this game. I hope you didn't have a player prop on Fox. I feel like your face. I feel like there's something there. Okay, good. He's not in the parlay, or is he in the parlay?
No, he's not. But there's something there. There's something very
okay. So it's a good like. I couldn't tell, dude. Your face is looking all mischievous there.
Surely
we were rocking with him or we were against him. I think I just froze up there. Was that me or you?
I'm not sure. I'm still here. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I can hear you great.
All right, perfect. We're good. Anyway, though, my last play here, I'm gonna go. This is the sharp play of the day.
Oh, so sharp.
I capped a certain prop on a certain player on the Denver Nuggets, and when I capped it, I noticed that opposing centers are not getting a lot of rebounds against the Bulls, and so then I was like, how is this possible? The Bulls suck. And then I looked a little bit more into this, and I was like, wait a second. Nikola Vucevic, the inferior Nikola in this matchup, hangs out on the perimeter and jacks up threes, meaning that the better Nikola is not going to be down there to grab the rebounds. So Aaron Gordon, he is not playing in this game. That means Russell Westbrook is starting now, putting another guard in the lineup, bumping Michael Porter Jr. down to the 4. If you also look, Porter Jr. has really bad home road shooting splits. In fact, he doesn't shoot well at all on the road. Interesting enough, too, his points prop got bumped from 15.5 because I capped that this morning, so he didn't shoot well on the road. And I saw he hadn't even gone over the number but one time in as consistently as his line is like 19. It was like 17. Depending on people are in and out, his line's consistently somewhere from 17 to 15.5, and he hasn't been going over it, and he got bumped up. So that's interesting. But I did notice something. Chicago is the second worst team at giving up rebounds to opposing power forwards instead of centers. It all lines up here. Sharp play of the day. Michael Porter Jr. over 5.5 rebounds.
Wow. Sharp. Super sharp. I love it.
I think that's my favorite prop look of the day. Obviously, my favorite play of the day is my max play and my VIP on SoBet.
Wow.
But this is my next favorite play right here.
Wow. We love it. All right. I was going to tell you guys a story, but we're a little checked on time. So I'll save it for another day, but it's maybe tomorrow. We'll talk about maybe the Super Bowl when we preface or the last weekend's games. That said, I'm going to give you guys a parlay because you asked for it and you asked nicely. And one of these plays in the parlay may also be a SoBet play, but you never know unless you're subscribed. We mentioned the Sacramento Kings and the Brooklyn Nets. And Mr. TP3 said something about Monk, Mr. Monk. Well, I like that, but you know who I like even more? DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan over 20 points. The dude's been fucking cooking. AI has him projected for 26 for some reason today. So really like that.
I'm pretty sure he has like a huge streak of going over 20 points or something. I actually watch a ton of usually the teams who play no defense or play really fast and have elite offenses in the NBA. Because as y'all know, I mostly bet overs on elite offenses. So I watch a shit ton of Kings games. And for whatever reason, they showed he had like some huge streak of scoring over 20 points per game. So it was either that or averaging over 20 points per game. One of the two. But yeah, I like
shit. Okay. Well, good. Even more, even better. Then we have Jalen Brunson, 25 plus. Memphis and New York has a huge total today. I just think there's going to be points. Brunson's going to score. He's going to get you a 30-piece. I don't think there's too much of a worry there. And then we go down to the Heat Magic. First and foremost, we have Magic on the money. Magic on the money line. Actually, in this parlay, because I wanted to get greedy and I wanted to get 4 units back on 0.4, I made it Magic minus 1.5. Do what you want. Okay, money line minus 1.5, whatever. And then I have Franz Wagner, 20 plus. Dude's back. Dude's healthy. He's going to get 20. He's going to get 20.
The first 2 legs I absolutely love. Obviously, as I said, the Magic I think is probably my favorite side. I didn't play today, so I do like the Magic there. And then Franz should be pretty solid. I could see this being a really low scoring game, but still 20 points from him should be nothing.
Yes. You heard that first. You heard from TP3. That's cashing. That's cashing here.
The first 2 legs are fire, like as fuck. I love the first 2 legs.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, we like it a lot. That's all we got though, guys, for today's show. I guess let's see. Is there any other games we should even discuss on here in the NBA? It's a weird day. Like there's a ton of games in the NBA, but none of these matchups are like, yo, drop everything you're doing, go watch this game. The best game to watch today will definitely be Memphis and the Knicks. The Rockets in Boston was interesting. I was like, oh, it's an Ime Udoka revenge game. But then I looked and they kind of got their ass kicked both games against Boston. Boston really has struggled to put 2 consistent games together in a row. I would like to be catching closer to 8, though, in order to jump in on Houston here. Total 222. I don't like love it or hate it, to be honest. Atlanta and Minnesota. I still think they can go over the total, even though Atlanta doesn't have Trae Young and all them. But it's just kind of like game where that you're either look at genius and it hits easily because 216.5 for 2 high-powered offenses is nothing, or it could just be Minnesota just beats the living piss out of Atlanta and they score 88 points. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously the other good game tonight is going to be the Clippers and the Suns, but I really have no angle in that game. I mean, at some point the Suns got to figure something out, but Clippers are a lot better than them, but minus 1.5 in favor of the Clippers just feels like it's too easy.
That's what I was saying. I was like, man, oh man, I took the Clippers the other day. Minus
Milwaukee.
3. Huh?
Was that against Milwaukee?
Bless you. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the best player in the league dropped 40 that game, aka James Harden.
I don't know if he's the best player in the league, but boy, he can ISO ball. He's so good.
Nah, he's my favorite athlete of all time. So I'm gonna
for real. That's hilarious. J.R. Smith. Come on.
I like J.R. Smith, but he's no James Harden.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Guys, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Same time tomorrow. I can't say knuckleheads after that because then PTI will come after me for copyrights. But same time tomorrow, you know what it is. We're going to cash. We're going to smack it. And when we do, after these plays hit, you know where to go. Go to our bios. Use the sign-up code TP3. Use the sign-up code. Actually, just use the sign-up code TP3. I'd love to see him get as many subscribers today as possible. That's what I want.
Wow, dude, you're so sweet.
Yeah, we do this over here. Sign-up code TP3. Get fucking locked in. T, what do you have for the people?